Hello to everyone. I was gone for a little while. I was in a little bit of an accident. We'll get to that at the end of the show, but I'm back now, and it's time to talk about Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition.
For a whole lot more videos like this one, check out our channel, give us a like, and subscribe.
So I was out for a number of episodes. It's been a few weeks since I had a game to review, but my first assignment back is Age of Empires 3, and I gotta say, holy, how did I miss this when I was younger? This is such a titan of a game, a whole trend center in itself, and I gotta say, it lives up to the name. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition functions as a sort of remaster. I don't know if that really fits that definition for sure, but it absolutely has a reskin that updates the graphics, and they've also gone ahead and fixed a lot of the historical inaccuracies that were found in the original printing of the game. They did so with the help of many indigenous tribes and tribe members that they pulled into the team, used for some of the voice acting, and consulted as to their historical facts. It's not just a history book. Age of Empires 3 is quite a game. It still has that arcadey feel to it. There's multiple ways to win the conflict. The conflict is very slow and drawn out, where you are spent a lot of time building up your city before you conflict with the enemy. And like I said, there's different ways to win. You could get a trade victory by trading with all the natives on the map and kind of taking the territory in a non-lethal means. There's a lot of options in this game. It is a true RTS, and it holds true to all of the RTS staples. In fact, you could say that Age of Empires was the one that created the formula for all the modern RTSs. Think about Warcraft. The unit-on-unit conflict. Some units are better than the others. You build buildings that can give you upgrades for your civilization or just specific units in general. It has all of those normal staples in it. But that's not to say it's like all the other games. There's this age thing where you move through different ages as you technologically level yourself up. And your citizens get more advanced for that, and you get an edge over the enemy. There's a very large city building aspect to this game, and that's something that really appeals to me. As somebody who enjoys Total War and games of that matter, it's the slow, methodical game is how it got me. Now, the slow and methodical campaign is just one aspect of this game. There's actually quite a lot of variance into what you can do. There is historical battles that let you relive certain things from the campaign in just a shortened battle sense. There's skirmish mode. There's an online, fully available skirmish mode as well. And the campaign is not very short. It goes and goes, and there's a lot of game to sink your teeth into. This was such a trend center in the day, and it really holds true that they put that amount of effort into repackaging it. It's not just simply a repackage. It has little tweaks here and there to make it just play better, run better, look better, and just overall be better than the original copy. Now, all this praise aside, the game isn't exactly perfect. It warns you early on that this is a beta mode that I have access to. This is a mode created for the purpose of review, and therefore it will be a little bit different than the main print of the Definitive Edition. However, there are some glitches that are found, and these glitches can just be characters getting stuck in the mountainside and unable to move, characters just disappearing altogether. There are slight things that don't break the game, but things do get a little bit weird, and it's not exactly 100% perfect. Now, looking at this game overall, it's easy to see that this third version of Age of Empires is just a bigger, better, and repackaged version of Age of Empires 2. Now, it really excels in the graphics department this time around. They've reskinned the maps, they've reskinned all of the sprites to make it look cleaner, clearer, and up to that 1080p graphic quality that we're all used to nowadays. The characters specifically look really nice, and the environments and buildings really excel in the graphics department. My only issue graphically that I have to point out is that the interface that you interact with seems a little bit dated. Just where the resources are, how to command your units, the unit information. You know, it definitely clutters the screen and it suffers from that early RTS kind of issue. But it exactly is an early RTS. That makes a lot of sense. You have to consider where this game came from to really accurately scale the interface and the graphical capability. It's aging. It's not exactly something fresh. Well, I was gone for approximately 2 months, just a little under 2 months. And when I came back, my computer had gone through several updates. I've actually lost my audio capability. So for the audio department of this game, I unfortunately can't really debate on that one. I assume it has the original soundtrack, maybe redone, cleaned up for better audio drivers, but I can't confirm this, unfortunately. I wish I had played this game on its original airing when it originally came out, and that way I would have a better meter stick, so to speak, of how to measure this game. But at the end of the day, again, it really came through. This game hooked me in a way that other kind of Warcraft, Starcraft, other RTSs just kind of fail. The city building really stands out to me. The character-on-character combat is deep. And the ages that you go through are varied enough to spice up the game when it needs it. And all the different modes, this game is a titan. And therefore, I have to give this one an 8 out of 10. This is a solid game, and if you're into RTSs, it is absolutely worth your while to spend just to check it out. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition is a solid, competent version of the genre-setting series. This new edition has better historical content, better graphics, and slight tweaks to make the game even more enjoyable nowadays. With tons of modes and lots of factions to keep you playing, this behemoth of a game is absolutely worth an 8 out of 10. And I have to say, a big thanks to Kyle for filling in the shoes that I left behind. It's a lot of work running this show, putting together an hour each and every week, and it was great happenstance that we had somebody willing to step up. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I mentioned at the beginning of this episode that I was gone for a little while, just a little bit under 2 months, and I wanted to just shed a little bit of light on that. I was involved in a solo crash on an e-bike, and I suffered some injuries that took a little while to come back from. And in fact, I'm still dealing with a little bit of the tremors left over. But that being said, I'm very lucky to be alive. I'm very thankful this year, and I'm counting my blessings from here on out. It was not a fun experience recovering from that crash. And if anybody is ever on an e-bike, if you intend on going over 20 kilometers an hour, just put a helmet on. Nobody expects the accident. It always gets you when you least are prepared. And those things, they go fast.